anak ka ng... Kung ganito lang naman ang mga summit, kansilado na yung sa November. Totoo, pareho naman, wala mang nagbago. Totoo. Pwede na siguro, we can do away nung sa November. Yung foreign affairs, ano, sir, wag ka na mag-summit-summit dito. Magtinginan muna tayo para have to catch with, not to catch. Distinguished members of the press, friends, ladies, and gentlemen. The Philippines' chairmanship of ASEAN this year is doubtly significant, coinciding at a time when we mark the ASEAN's 50th anniversary. As we celebrate the Golden Jubilee of our regional grouping, we honor the founding fathers of ASEAN through our steadfast commitment of bringing an open, peaceful, stable, and prosperous region. Our theme, Partnering for Change, Engaging the World, reflects our common goal of realizing an integrated and resilient Asian community, actively leading and advancing political security cooperation, economic growth, and socio-cultural development in the global arena. At the 30th Summit of ASEAN, we are engaging in a productive and fruitful deliberation of ASEAN's work in the community of building process. We also discussed the implementation of the blueprints and work plans of the three community pillars: the political security community, the economic community, and the socio-cultural community as we work towards the realization of ASEAN Vision 2025. We exchanged views on regional and international issues of common interest and concern. We acknowledged the importance of ASEAN cooperation in addressing issues that affect peace, security, and prosperity of the region, including terrorism, violent extremism, piracy, human trafficking, and illegal drugs. We had productive engagements with our parliamentarians and the youth of ASEAN, who are vital components in keeping the engine of ASEAN growth running smoothly. We look at the progress of our cooperation with external partners and the future direction of ASEAN's engagement with them, noting the importance of ASEAN centrality, which shows that relations only bear fruit if cooperation is anchored on mutual respect and benefit. Earlier this service as a catalyst for achieving the ASEAN Community Vision 2025. This underscores the essential role of civil servants in building a nurturing community. At the 30th ASEAN Summit draws to a close, we also acknowledge the need to deepen awareness and instill a sense of community among the peoples of ASEAN. We look forward to the full and active participation of all ASEAN citizens for them to effectively play as key partners for positive change in the regional community building. This is, that ends my statement. But the chairman's statement will be released next year siguro. Maghintay kayo. Later tonight. Maybe before the banquet. Are you invited there? Puto. Bong. Paano sila? Ha? Sabi nga kayo mag-summit-summit kung wala kayong pera. You are invited. We can add tables and chairs there. Pirmahan na lang ni Bungabong yun. I am now ready for dinner is 8:45. But I'll give you until 1 o'clock this morning to come out with I'm ready to answer questions.
Mr. President, we have a question from CCTV, yellow.
Mr. President, my name is Huang Zhenzhen. I'm from China Central Television. I know in the coming May you are going to China to attend the Belt and Road Forum of International Cooperation.
That's correct.
Yes, and of the 10 members of ASEAN countries, there are totally 7 countries will go there, including the Philippines. Also we're going to Beijing to attend this forum. So I would like to know what's your opinion about the role of ASEAN countries in the One Belt, One Road initiative. And
Very
what's
important because it starts here in Asia. It is an expanding theory of economics, I guess, of China. It is helping neighbors at the same time, broadening the market. That's, I guess it is, that's what it is. It cannot be other but economics. Nobody should enter into that kind of exercise, giving mostly grants, I should say, and even here in Metro Manila. We have been promised about 2 or 3 bridges for free grants. That is before the coming One Belt, One Road conference. So I expect that I can not really get something out of it, but maybe more help to develop my country. And I would like to thank China through you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
We also have a question from Risa Suzuki of Kyodo News.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
Risa from Kyodo News, Japanese news agency. My question is on the North Korean issue. North Korea has fired a ballistic missile this morning, and I would like to know what kind of discussions were held in today's meetings regarding North Korea and the current situation of the rising tensions in the region. And another question is, I would also like to know if you have proposed anything to your counterparts about how the U.S. should involve in the issue.
Well, the countries of ASEAN, or ASEAN as a word, is extremely worried. Seems to be 2 countries playing with their toys, and those toys are not really to entertain. And we have to caution everybody, including those who would give the advice to the 2 power players, because they have the nuclear warheads, to just show restraint. And it behooves upon America, who wields the bigger stick, just to really to be prudent and patient. We know that we are playing with somebody who releases letting go his missiles and everything. I would not want to go into his mind, because I really do not know what's inside. But he's putting Mother Earth, the planet, to an edge. If one miscalculation of a missile, whether or not a nuclear warhead or just an ordinary dumb bomb, one explosion there that would hit somebody could cause a catastrophe. And it would really mean the first victim would be Asia and Southeast, the whole of the ASEAN countries and the rest. Because if those are really nuclear warheads, then it means the end of the world. So maybe I'd happy to see you in heaven. But that's about it. The region and the planet will become dry. Nothing will grow. And we will shrink little by little. Not maybe in height, but also in height. There will be hunger, agony, and everybody suffers. And only because two nations are playing with their dangerous toys. It behoves, I said, on America because it's a more responsible country. I'm sure President Trump by now must also have been is cautioning his military to just maybe hang on there and not to start something which they cannot control. So I'm expecting a call actually from President Trump tonight. And who am I to say that you should stop? But I would say just, Mr. President, please see to it that there is no war, because my region will suffer immensely. The first fallout would be as in Asia, very near, very dangerous. Everybody's worried. Nobody's clapping his hand. And I'm sure that if war breaks out in the Korean Peninsula, the imponderables of life is really, you cannot foresee, even project what will happen. Whether China would just stand idly, fold its hands, or Russia, China would come to the rescue, and Britain, France, America, and the rest, Japan, would also join the melee. I am as worried as you, really. We are on the edge, and while firing missiles, has been playing with that kind of thing, just let them take it as a, you know what squeaties is? The squeaties is that during festivals he treats his missus like that, and he enjoys it. It shows on the face that he enjoys. Let him, and I would just advise, no, not really advise, but I would just communicate to, and just let him play with this. Do not play into his hands. The guy simply wants to end the world. That is why he's very happy. He's always smiling. But he really wants to finish everything. And they will drag us all down. So we will have a communique, a statement about the situation in the Korean Peninsula. It may be part of my chairman's statement. I said I will release it tonight before the start of the war there in the Korean Peninsula at least. It will be released maybe on D-Day. You like wars? Nobody wants it.
Thank you, Risa. We'd like to give other reporters a chance to ask as well, and we have
Thank you.
limited
Yes.
time. Joseph Morong of GMA 7.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
magandang gabi po. Sir, in your discussion with other ASEAN leaders, what was decided as ASEAN's next step in dealing with militarization in the South China Sea? And can you describe to us the process upon which you arrived at that decision, sir?
Well, it's really was a sort of a pleading or praying. It's too late for us to be joining the fray. What for? We do not have the nuclear warheads. We do not want it. And even if it's with us, it would be almost a grotesque thing for you to add to the firepower of what is already before our eyes. That's very silly. Nobody wanted to really to comment except that do not start a war over there because you will drag us down. We are the innocent ones. But, you know, I said, it's just a show of, well, President Trump has been really pissed off with the constant barrage over there and even the threatening words. You can really be pissed off with that kind of statement of challenging. But I said, do not play into his hands. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, whatever you use or say, it's going to be a holocaust for all. So it would be good for America to just restrain a little bit. And if I were President Trump, I'll just back out. Not really in surrender, in retreat, but just to let the guy realize that please do not do it.
Sir, can I shift a little bit regarding
Yes.
the South China Sea situation?
Yes.
In your discussion, sir, with other ASEAN leaders, how, was it easy? What was the next steps? What is going to be the next steps of ASEAN as a bloc in dealing with militarization in the South China Sea, sir?
We are also asking for the conduct. That's about it. No terms of reference except that we want the code of conduct enacted by at the very least before the end of this year, so that everybody would just feel comfortable sailing there. Because if not, then it remains to be a flashpoint. China Sea and Korea are the two flashpoints there, including the Middle East. Must remember that Israel fired some issues there. And if some dumbhead would retaliate, that would be another flashpoint. So you have three flashpoints in the world today. Okay. For those who are peace-loving, just like me, I do not want trouble. So you have to be very careful. We never talked about anything of a build-up or something. It would be useless. Actually, it would be useless to, except fighting terrorism. Any other military build-up today is pretty much
Thank you, Joseph.
useless.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Joseph. We have Christine Huang from the South. Christine Huang.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Christine Huang from South China Morning Post. And my question is about the final statement. What's the contents about the South China Sea in the final statement? And what are the countries that want to add harsh words about the South China Sea in the final statement?
No, I did not use that. You have been misinformed. I used that when we were talking about there were four of us. It was Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, and Philippines. And we were talking about the treatment of how we should react. And I said, we are starting tomorrow, so I have to fly tonight back home. The RORO, the roll-on, roll-off thing. But in the final minutes, I was forced to stand up and say, we have to talk about the corollary or the armed component of this thing, because as it is, the Sulu, Sulawesi, and Malacca states have become dangerous. And we do not want any ship making the voyage maiden or a continuous thing to be there in the quagmire of kidnapping, hijacking, killing. And I said, we have forgotten to discuss the component of how to safeguard. And I said, let it be that I have told my Navy that we will be harsh in dealing with criminals. I've always adopted that word. And that was the word that I used during the presidential debates. When I was asked how I would deal with terrorists, same with the others. I will be harsh. Harsh is a shrinking or expanding word, harsh.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Christine. The next reporter is Ai Makaraig of Agence France Presse.
Good evening, sir. This morning in your speech, you called on your fellow ASEAN leaders to help make ASEAN drug-free. You said there's a massive illegal drug trade apparatus in the region.
No, it's a slogan by the ASEAN, not mine.
Okay,
The drug-free ASEAN.
right. Sir, how do you intend ASEAN to address the drug problem? Do you also want the region to take harsh measures, as you mentioned earlier and during your presidential campaign, against drug traffickers?
As it is, look at the penalty. Look at the penal provisions of their countries. It's death by hanging. It's only the Philippines that has abrogated or suspended the death penalty. You go to Indonesia, they will hang you. And you must remember that we have a Filipina there who was granted a reprieve, but who was sentenced to death. In Malaysia, the same thing. Singapore is no exception. The Philippines is about the only. In America, they have resumed executing criminals one after the other. And I said, I have advocated for its reimposition. During my time when I was a congressman, I objected to its abrogation. And we saved the day because somebody filibustered in the halls of Congress. Took us about 4 o'clock to finish the job. But in my time, the death penalty was not removed from the penal statutes. But I went back to being mayor, and we have this suspension of the imposition of death penalty. But all other states have been, and even in the matter of this outside of the province of penalties, but even children who commit, minors who commit serious crimes are treated as adult offenders. They have reverted back, and that is what you get for copying somebody else's criminal code. We produce a generation of criminals. Whatever was the crime, rape with homicide and robbery, robbery with rape, homicide, or homicide, rape, below 15 years old, they are not even detained even for a minute. It was a short-sighted. It was a disaster because we have produced a generation of criminals now who were the minors before, who went in and out of prison without even lectured on the sense of responsibility or accountability. That's what happened to the disaster started with Senator Pangilinan. He was the one who copied that legislation from, no, because in America, yes, they are not in prison, but they are sent to correctional facilities. Here in the Philippines, it was not the same because the legislation failed to provide the remedy after the arrest. And so the police, fearing prosecution, just simply, when he would say that I am a minor and he produces a birth certificate, he goes out. Even for, they were never detained even for a minute. They have been rounded up, arrested, serious crimes, and sometimes neighbor raping a neighbor, and then when he's out, he would shout, I'll rape you again. That created the lawlessness, the Pangilinan law. I choose to keep quiet because he's a friend. But if you ask me who is responsible for the lawlessness now of these grown-up gangsters now, they were the ones who went that out. You copy something, but you copied, but you did not copy all. Because you have provided the billions needed to place them in correctional, just to be lectured on responsibility and, duties, because I heard it was Osing Chi. He said that if there is every right, there is always the responsibility. So if you are given the right to live by God, you have a responsibility not to other people's lives. Osing Ching, Su Ching of Myanmar. And she was very correct. When you have a right, you have a responsibility too. It's not just a right. You have a human rights, yes, correct. But that human right given to you must be used by you to preserve human right also. That's the long and short of their story.
Thank you. Mr. President, we have 5 minutes and you will be hosting the dinner tonight, so we have to go.
They can just go ahead and start the dinner. Really, I'm just speaking everything along the way. We will not arrive there on time anyway. If we are late, just be late. Anyway, we're already late. It's the idiom in my dialect is, you're already wet, better take a bath. What's the use? That's why when you antagonize somebody, and it is happening to me, and they come pleading for talks, for arreglo, sabi ko, what's the point? Basa na ako, maliligo na tayo. I'm all wet, so I might just well take a bath. Ganun yan eh. Yan ang sinasagot ko sa kanila ngayon. There are a lot of people saying that now let's talk, let's just forget about this thing and let us, and even ABS-CBN. Yeah. I don't know if it's so, but somebody posted in the internet that I do not owe ABS anything because what they did with my money. But they forgot that the Davao City Station gave us a letter with a corresponding check and saying that it is a reimbursement because you have a demandable. And it's check. Dati check. They're waiting. I said, let them start dinner. I like talking more than eating. I'm food. So, mag-umpisa na sila. They cannot start eating. I do not want any, maybe somebody would need to eat now. So let me talk about it in the next, about this check. I will give you a copy. Okay? Thank you. I am not trying to be a show-off, but I've noticed that whenever, after every conference, whatever it is, a lot of mostly women who want to have a picture with me. So women come up and we'll have the pictures. Halina. Let them, papasukin mo sila. Okay. Go. Teka na. Halika na. Hi. Yeah, okay. Sir. One. Sir, can I come up? Yes, a question? Come. Oh, come. Come, I said. Come. Come near, not come.
Thank you so much for taking my question. And maybe we'll have another chance to talk together about the One Belt, One Road Forum. Thank you.
China is a friend.
If we may, maybe kindly have everybody on stage for a photo with the president. Thank you. In the interest of time, can we just ask everyone to be on stage for one quick photo opportunity? Thank you.
Okay, picture na.
They're waiting.
Gutom bitaw sila, ay. Ay, girl. Girl daw kami.
Noins, ang imo, Noins kayo.
Hindi lagi mo selfie stick ni. Kasi may you have a selfie stick. Sige na.
Why you're so popular with girls?
I don't know. Okay. So we have to go na.
Sige na, dali na.
President here. There. Thank you.
Tama.
We're done.
Ladies. Well done. Ma'am, okay. Please. Guys, okay. It's the turn of the guys. Okay, quick. Thank you. President, okay. Lalaki naman.
Minyo.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mark.
Yeah, I was not.
Ay, nakakorder na yung